A peaceful forest, where the philosopher and Arjun are seated under a large tree. Arjun looks up to the philosopher and said,
Master, please tell me a story. I wish to know the true meaning of wisdom.
Ah, young Arjun, wisdom is not something that can be taught in a day. But perhaps I can share a tale that will shed some light on it.
I will listen carefully, Master. I am ready.
Very well. Let me tell you the story of King Rajendra, a ruler who learned a great lesson about wisdom. Long ago, in the kingdom of Shaktinagar, there ruled a king named Rajendra. He was young, strong, and wise in the ways of war. He often relied on his strength and intellect to solve problems. But there was one thing he lacked: true wisdom. He never sought the deeper knowledge that comes with humility and patience. One day, a sage came to the kingdom, offering to teach the king a great secret that could change his life. The king, intrigued, summoned the sage to his court. King Rajendra asked, "Old man, I have heard of your wisdom. Tell me, what secret do you hold?" Sage replied, "It is not a secret, your majesty, but a lesson. If you wish to learn it, you must first prove your worth. I will give you a task. If you succeed, I will grant you the wisdom you seek." King Rajendra smiled and said, "I have conquered many battles. No task is too difficult for me." Sage replied again, "Then I ask you to go to the forest at dawn and bring back the rarest flower you can find. It is not just the flower's beauty that matters, but the journey you take to find it." The king agreed and set off early the next morning. The forest was dense, and the path was treacherous, but Rajendra, with his strength and determination, pushed forward. Hours passed, but he could not find the flower. Finally, he came upon a small clearing, and saw an old woman sitting by a stream, with the rare flower blooming beside her. King Rajendra said to the old woman, "Give me that flower. I need it to prove my strength and intelligence to the sage." The old woman, without looking up, replied softly,
"The flower is not for you, my son. You must first learn what it takes to truly deserve it."
King Rajendra said angrily, "I am a king. I demand that you give it to me." The old woman smiled gently and said,
"If you truly seek wisdom, then you must understand this. The flower you desire is not just for the taking. It must be earned with patience and humility. Only then will its power be yours."
But King Rajendra, frustrated by the delay, stormed off, leaving the flower behind. He returned to the sage empty-handed. King Rajendra, sitting down angrily and said, "I failed. I could not bring the flower." The sage nodded and replied, "You failed not because of your strength, but because you sought the flower with impatience and arrogance. Wisdom cannot be forced. It comes only when you approach life with humility, patience, and an open heart." The king realized his mistake. He returned to the forest, humbled. This time, when he met the old woman, he approached her with respect. She smiled and handed him the flower. After finishes the story, philosopher asked, "So, Arjun, what do you think of King Rajendra's journey?" Arjun pauses for a moment, thinking deeply, and replied,
"I see now, Master. True wisdom does not come from strength or knowledge alone. It comes from patience, humility, and understanding the value of every moment." The king sought to prove himself, but he needed to first prove his heart.
Then philosopher replied, "Exactly, young one. The greatest wisdom comes when we learn to listen, not just to others, but to our own hearts." King Rajendra's journey taught him that wisdom cannot be rushed. It must be earned through humility. Arjun thanked to the master and said,
"I will try to live by these words."
Philosopher advised, "Remember, wisdom is not a destination, but a journey. The more you walk, the more you learn."